Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. Love it or hate it, you gotta love the kits that came off this series. These high grades are some of the best in the market, and this third-party kit is no exception. Let's go and get into this kit, my review of what I think of it, and if I think you should buy this as well. So without further ado, let's discuss. Okay, so here we are with this build for Gundam Aerial. This is the kit from The Witch from Mercury. This is also the kit that I bought off AliExpress. At the time, I bought this for $7, given the current state of the political environment and the tariffs being talked about and things of that nature. It could take a little bit longer to get this kit. It might have gone under price, so buyer beware. And you know what you're getting into whenever you buy this kit, especially off AliExpress. So what I would suggest is if you go on AliExpress and you can find the purchase in the States or purchase in the US part of that, and there's a version of this kit you can buy in the States. I'd buy it in the States. You'll probably get it sooner. Anyway, so I want to go and get into the kit and just say it was actually a lot of fun to build. It reminded me a lot of the Bandai version. It wasn't very different. Not very different at all. What I will say is that this kit is quite solid. It doesn't really wobble. It's a stiff kit. And there's very little loose parts. Sometimes, depending on how much you manipulate, here in the shoulder or in the kneecap or the knee right here, these pieces might pop off. But I even saw that with the Bandai kit too, so it follows suit with that kit. Secondly, it does seem to have a lot tighter tolerances and fitment than the Bandai kit does as well. More specifically right here within the chest when it comes to these pieces. On the Bandai kit, these pieces don't fit very tight together, and so these are prone to fall out. That's one that I got, and so for a $7 kit, this was actually manufactured, I think, in my opinion, a little bit better. Thirdly, in this case, it's a really good value. A lot like the RX-78GE or the RX-78EX from Requiem for Vengeance. This is a good value kit. It builds up well. It stacks real nice. It looks good. It's a good build. The only downside to it, or the downside to this kit, if you find it, is one. Before we get into the cons, would be the transparency. If you're not a fan of transparent kits, this is probably not the kit for you. But I would suggest spending that $7 anyway and buying it. You might find it to be pretty good for your taste, or you might just want to add it to your collection. For $7, you're not really losing out on much. It does articulate just as much as the Witch from Mercury version from Bandai does. There is a little bit of a caveat here, and I'll get into that with the articulation and the cons, but it does articulate, does full splits. It does a bit of the knee really well, like the other one does, the feet, the arms, the bends here. So you get a full articulating kit. It moves really well. It's solid, stands upright. It really does represent itself quite well after being built. Now, as the cons go, I know I mentioned the fitment and the tolerances. Like the Bandai kit, much like the Bandai kit, the hands here are the problem. They just these little pegged pieces right here. If we can focus in on that, of course my camera doesn't want to do this. These little peg pieces right here, you put them in place and it's loose. This piece right here that touches the wrist together is quite loose. It doesn't fit in quite as tight as other kits would, so there is a risk of the hands falling out if you play with it too much. Again, these pieces do pop off sometimes if you're manipulating the shoulders a little bit and the knees right here. The other thing that does happen is right in here, this doesn't move near as easily as the Bandai kit. And you run a risk of, if you move it, you run a risk of popping the arms out. They don't fit in as snug as the Bandai kit does. Though, I mean, it is snug. Don't get me wrong, but the Bandai kit just feels a tad bit, a little bit more snug, and it does fit a little better. That doesn't take away from this, though. I mean, this is $7. I mean, I didn't expect much out of this because the first third-party kit I built was just, it was difficult. Because when I got it in, the mold, the pieces weren't formed correctly, and I had to order a whole new kit, which goes into the cons here that I've already started, is that there is a risk whenever you buy these kits from a third party that it's not going to be complete upon arrival. Mine was missing part of the stand, but for me, I don't really care because I just went to Hobby Lobby and bought an Action Base 2 for $10 and it was fine. But here, it was missing the stand. Not every kit's going to be the same. Sometimes you'll get a complete kit. Other times you're going to get parts of the feet missing parts of the hand, some parts in here or anywhere in the kit. You're going to miss. You might miss or have missing pieces or incomplete pieces of the mold. So, of course, buyer beware. Another con here is the sticker size. These came with the stickers already in it, which is great. But the pieces here and the legs or the thighs, and then here on the back on the backpack, those came on a sticker sheet, and I think I threw that sticker sheet away. But again, buyer beware. These stickers, unlike the Bandai kit where they are cut to fit, these are cut to kind of fit. And by that I mean they are larger than the stickers that the Bandai kit provides, and that when you put these together, they don't fit in as well. They do bleed over the edge of the plastic some, as most specifically here on this part of the backpack. This sticker, it just doesn't sit in there as flush as you'd like. So you have to get in there with a pointed edge like this on this painting stick and kind of feed it in there to make sure it sticks in. And then here at the back, right here, it folds over a little. So I had to kind of fidget it and get it in there and make it stick and stay. And then lastly, this is a stiff kit. I know that the Bandai version is a stiff kit, but this kit is a little bit more stiff. So be careful when posing this kit. There is a good chance, that you could break any one of these joints, anywhere here in the legs or right in here or the torso. You ever run the risk of breaking some of these joints. It does take a little bit of effort to move the arms. It does take a little bit of effort to, not as much effort, but it does take some effort to move the legs. And then to pose it here, that does take a little bit of effort. So be careful when posing this kit. The tolerances, again, like I said, are better. They're tighter, but that also comes as a con too, because the tighter this kit is, the more you want it to be mobile, the higher risk you are of breaking something on this kit. So it was only $7, right? So it's not like you're going to be out a lot of money. You're just going to be out a lot of time waiting for it to get to the States or wherever you ordered it from. But ultimately, that's it with this kit. Do I recommend this kit? Is it worth purchasing? Sure. For $7, I would. You're not going to hurt anything. It's either it's going to look really good like this one, or it's going to be an awful experience, and you're going to have to buy a second one to replace missing pieces. So, again, by your discretion. Buyer be warned is what I would say. But I know since I've already built the original aerial, or the aerial from Bandai, this review wasn't going to be near as long, and I didn't feel like it would be of any benefit for me to create a build video for this kit, since I've already built the Bandai version, and it builds up exactly the same. There's nothing different about this kit versus the Bandai kit when it comes to the build, outside of the plastic being translucent. On the plastic, the one last thing I want to make of note is that this plastic is softer. I'm not sure if that's the same for any other Bandai translucent kits, but the kits for this kit, the plastic is softer. So if you are going to panel line, if you plan on panel lining a kit like this, translucent or not, I would be very, very careful. I've seen where some of that panel lining stuff, like the GSI for Mr. Gundam, I think even Tamiya is prone to cracked plastic. Somebody claimed or boasted, actually claimed, that the plastic from the GSI marker, when they panel lined it, melted the face. I'm not entirely certain how accurate that is. I haven't tested it out, nor do I want to test it out. But again, I have heard and read where some of those panel linings, or panel lining kits and panel lining markers, can ruin the plastic and destroy the kit. So on third-party kits, I would advise do your research on them. Especially if you're going to panel line, do your research. I have got some advice from others to do clear coat first, then panel line. That's, I think, pretty typical practice. So that's basically it with this kit. And I wanted to keep that pretty short because I want to go into this next part. So we are still doing the giveaway at 500 subscribers. We are doing the Master Grade Synology Stein Verkaw. I want to go ahead and get that out to somebody, like I said in the last couple of videos. I want to either do a meet and greet to hand that off or mail it. So it really just depends on where you are local or where you are located, and we can work out how we get that delivered to you or handed to you. But again, 500 subscribers to the channel to win a chance at the Synology Stein Master Grade Verkaw. At 1,000, my goal is to get a perfect grade out to somebody. So I haven't decided which one that is because we are still too far away from that 1,000 number. So when we get closer, I'll announce which kit we're going to go with on the giveaway. So outside of that, that's it. This is a good buy. $7. I bought it from off AliExpress. I can find it again, link it there. But again, with the tariffs, there's no guarantee how long it'll take you to get this. So buyer be warned, buy at your own risk, whatever you may want to do in this case. But it is a good kit. It is something I'd recommend. I really do like the Witch from Mercury kits. I think they're great. I've got, I have another order of 10 high grades coming in, one of which is Witch from Mercury kit. I've got another 4 sitting in my backlog. So I cannot wait to get those all built and show you how that all goes. Anyway, again, short and sweet. Get out of here. Like and subscribe if you liked it. Like and subscribe if you don't. I don't care. Leave some comments. Let's have a conversation. Otherwise, let's keep on building.